Today's another red day recap. I'm very unhappy with the way that I traded today. Both trades were red. I traded very sloppy for the last couple of days now. So today I traded LXRX and CTIB. My trades on LXRX was terrible in the way that it was not my setup. It was not an ABCD setup that I was going for. CTIB, I chased it and got a very bad entry. Like my entry that I got was 260. Well, the entry that I would have liked to be in was in the mid 240s to late 240s with a risk of like 44, 43, 43, 44. And yeah, here's my screen. I traded very sloppy today. So here's CTIB. The trade was very similar to my trade from last Friday in that it was choppy. I traded on an ABCD setup, which was good. The thing that was bad was that I chased it. As you can see, my entry was at 260. When ideally, I could have gotten fills in like the 240s if I just waited a little bit. Even the 250s would have been better than the 260s. It would have been better risk reward. And when I got it in the 260s, I was aiming for 123 risk reward. I was aiming for like the 290s to $2 when it wasn't really there. My risk at that point was like 43. The bad part was I chased it. I did not have the patience for better to wait for a better entry closer to my risk. I chased it. There's no excuses to my loss here. I held it all the way to the 80s. If I were to actually enter in the 40s, I would have taken my profits in the 70s. Why? It's already good risk reward. But again, I chased it and I took a loss. Eventually, I decided for a break even, and I got out at 55 when 60 break. It's a good thing that I got out. I was wrong, and it dipped further. I believe that was the only good thing that I did on this trade, cutting my losses. I have been getting better at cutting my losses. But again, I need to be more patient. That's why, like, I'm going back and just looking at like tips on patience. The importance of patience. Waiting for my setup, waiting for my entry, and not chase my entry. It's basically a panic buy. And that's really bad. And so yeah, it was a choppy move. Overall, it wasn't a good trade. I chased it. I got a bad fill, bad entry, with bad risk reward. And yeah, my trade on LXRX was not good either, as you can see. because it wasn't my setup. My entry wasn't my setup. And I took a loss on it. The stock faded all day. Again, it wasn't my setup. That's all I need to do. Be patient. Wait for A, wait for B, wait for a lower high, and then a higher low. Again, my entry here, my trade here wasn't my setup. Wasn't the setup I was aiming for. I should have never traded. I should have been more patient. And it wasn't even my time yet that I traded this stock. Overall, I took a loss on it. Right well, was going really well. But overall, my trade on LXRX and CTIB was not good. One reason, no patience on my entry. Second reason, it wasn't my setup. Um, so yeah, I see that AHT is moving. It, it has a nice move right here. Nice ABCD. It was on my watch list. If I were patient, I might have missed this move, but I could have witnessed it. I need more patience. That's 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 basically it. Be more patient. Wait for my setup to come, and then when and then when I get a signal for entering, I enter. And what's next after the entry? Wait for my risk or wait for my target to get hit and take my profits or take my losses. When it is like that, it is way better than just chasing an entry and not trading my setup. Because if I actually did that and my hypothesis was wrong, I'm okay with it because I know where I was wrong. But here, it is a psychological issue. It is a problem with myself. And I took my losses on LXRX and I took my losses on CTIB. I traded something that wasn't my setup. And I took a loss. It wasn't good risk reward here when with my entry. Would have been a way better risk reward if my entry was in the 20s. It was in the 40s. Because as you can see, it went to the 40s like after after my chase. I bought it at the top. Yeah. And if I actually have a good entry on here, like in the file, let's say in the 50s, 250s, right? It went to 280s. That's 30 cents. And my risk would have been the 40s, 44, 43. So it would have been a 45 time my risk reward. Would have been way better than if my entry was a 60. 4 to 5 times my risk. when I'm only aiming for it 3 times my risk. I could have gotten 4 to 5 times. But yeah, opportunity cost due to impatience. So overall, my last couple of trades from Fridays and Mondays and Tuesday today weren't good. And I've seen that when I was making gains on my trades, I traded only once. And I've traded twice on my losers, on my losing days, which was not good either. Because the key criteria that I've seen like a lot of big traders talk about is that they tend to trade more when they're winning than when they're losing. That's what I should do. If I'm winning, maybe I should trade more than when I'm losing. But again, overall, I should aim for consistency. And with that, well, my rule was 0 to 1 trades a day. And I have been breaking that for like the last couple of days, which was not good. I'm breaking my rule. I need to trade only 0 to 1 trades a day. Why would that be? Because with that kind of rule, if I were to actually taken a loss, I would have been going through revenge trading, right? I wouldn't be going through the mentality of making back my money for that day if I actually took my first loser. It just means that I was not in the game. And that means I should stop trading. Yeah. Overall, I took a loss today. Terrible trades with terrible discipline. Today, it was a sloppy trades. I was not disciplined. I should go back to recording my 2 hour to 3 hour sessions of day trading. Why would that be? Because it'll make me held accountable for my actions. Another is I will be able to see what I was, how I look, what I was thinking during the trades, and I will be able to like record out loud my trades, not just like yeah. Overall, I took a loss today. Opportunity cost. So yeah, I took a loss. I will own up to it and admit that I have a terrible. I'm a terrible trader. Took my losses. Need to be more disciplined. I was being very undisciplined with my entries and with my trades because some of my trades were not my setups. I'm aiming for an A, B, C, D setups. Like right here, A, right? A was in 271. B, 243. Entering at 260. That is close to. That is very close to A, and very far from B. That is not a good risk to reward. I will be okay if my entries are in the 50s, or if my entries was in the high 40s. I would be okay with that. But in the 60 is a no-no. Not good risk to reward. Not good at all. So overall, even though I count my losses at 55, this trade was sloppy. I've been trading sloppily for the last couple of days now. And I deserve those losses for my sloppy trading. I deserve those losses. Because I wasn't trading my setup, I wasn't waiting for my entry, I wasn't being patient. Patience is key. Yes, patience is key. And I take my losses. I traded sloppily, and that's what happened. And so that'll be all. Overall, need to be more disciplined. There's always tomorrow. The rules that when that I put for myself is cut losses if risk is hit, aim for 1 to 3 risk to reward, trade only A, B, C, D setup, have a plan, hit target, get out, prepare, which the Tim Sykes sliding scale. That is also in the plan. Prepare. Same risk every trade. So at least less, at most a $5 risk every trade. That's the risk that I took out yesterday and basically gave back like a day worth of profits. 0 to 1 trade per day to make me more focused on only the best setup. So basically only my setup to make me more focused to trade only my setup. 0 to 1 trade a day. If I don't see my setup, I don't trade. That's how it should be. If I don't see my setup, I should not trade. Only trade when I see my setup. Hold your target or hold your risk. So basically, it wants you to risk reward. But one thing for sure, I need to make it so that my 1 to 3 risk reward is in accordance with the chart. Trade after 8:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, which means 9:45 Eastern Standard Time, New York time. Trade only after that time because I'm not ready for the 8:30 volatile market yet. They have the 30 minutes of market open. I'm not ready for that yet. I need to acknowledge that, and I shouldn't trade that. Another was if I lose 3 trades in a row, no more trade for the week. Why is that so? Because if that is used in accordance with my 0 to 1 trades per day, that means that I'm holding myself within like something similar to a pattern day trading rule. It's yeah, I'm holding myself within that, something like that, even though I'm in a cash account. I could trade as much as my cash is available. But the thing is, to make money is not the trading itself. It's the risk management and the patience that come with it, the discipline, the consistency. As well as having a $5 daily loss limit. That's it. I've been breaking those rules. I've been breaking them for the last couple of days. I'm getting lazy. I need to be more disciplined. Need to do my own due diligence. In the morning, pre-markets, don't trade, just watch and make my plan. Because making the plan is the hardest part. The waiting is the hardest part. After the execution, that's the easiest part. Why? Because if it hit my risk, I get out. Because if it hit my target, I get out. That's how it should be. Those are the easy part. The hard part is making the plan, waiting for the entry. And yeah, let's see. On one of um I there was a right here. Let's see, what was it? Is it uh it was something from a blog spot about patience. There was a diagram. There is the plan, and then there's the waiting for the trigger. The waiting is where I fucked up. Excuse my languages. The waiting is where I fucked up. I need a better plan. I need to wait for my entry. I need to wait for my trigger. The trigger is the A signal, and then the B signal, and then the lower high, and then right there, that higher low. That's basically it. It's that simple. One thing for sure, my criteria for an entry, higher lows entry, it has to be an uptrend. The ratio of A to C has to be greater than has to be 2 times or 2 to 3 times greater than the ratio of B to C. That would be a 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 risk reward. Another is that B is close to support, and that my entries is over VWAP. So it is best to be over VWAP. Why would that be so? Because over VWAP means a bullish bias. Bulls are in control, really. That's basically it. After my entry, wait for a move to my target or to my risk. And when that happens, just get out. Don't mess with it. Patience. Okay, taking profits at A, uptrend breakouts or breakdown, at D, or a failed breakout. Again, aim for a 1 to 3 risk reward or higher. Overall, I'm a sloppy trader. Nature improved that. And so, yeah, that'll be all.